All right. Shalom, Yashala. Call, halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Wahara Brakathum. I like to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the select number of Akyam pushing his truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And salutations to the select number of Akwat out there listening. What I like to get into, it's a very, and it's never so much as a minute thing, a small thing, but just a quick personal testimony, like as far as like prayer, man, and prayer and that fear, like what is the hell that we've caught, and being in this ministry and in the great examples we've had from the apostles, bishops, and elders on down. What is there to fear? When you're moving correctly, if you're doing some BS, fall back and repent, man, or the Lord's going to destroy you, man. The Lord's going to simply get you the hell up out of here, and I don't want to be amongst those statistics, and I wouldn't want any of you Akyam and you Akwat out there to be among those statistics as well. But what? You gotta work out your own salvation, right? But as far as my small personal testimony, man, this was actually some months ago, especially like when it's raining real heavy, when it's rain season, and tornado season, and I got caught in a real bad storm, man. Real bad, like I could have stayed where I was at, but like, man, I got to get up early in the morning, and just be wise to you know to not get caught in traffic early in the morning where I need to go. But bro, it was raining very heavy. Okay, it was raining very heavy, and this account right here that I'm gonna read in Matthew chapter 8 made me think, made me think back to that. And then also that during that, I made sure to pray, man. To pray and put fear aside, man. What the hell I got to fear, man? What do here in GMS, what the hell do we have to fear? Right? What the hell do we have to fear? So putting that fear aside and truly believing in your in prayer, the power of prayer, man. Yahweh Bashem Yashai is really where it's at. And when that particular when the Lord, blessed me to make it home, I had told myself to that I was gonna do a lesson on it. I didn't get around to it. So fast forward a few months, and to be exact, probably a month ago, I I had gotten a wreck and called Law Yabashim Yashah for what? For I took to the road, you know, I made sure to pray, right? So by doing that, that's a covering that you need. And so that same night, a storm had hit pretty heavy. I wasn't at camp that night because the times that the Akyam go out on Friday nights, I'm usually at the plantation. I'm at work. So brothers, had was able, to make it home. The Lord blessed them to make it home. Okay. Now, granted, even though I got in that wreck, the Lord blessed me not to have any cracked ribs, broke ribs, nose, no totaled vehicle. Everything is still, everything in the settings is still working correctly, man. You know, but I say all that to say this, that power of prayer is real, right? The Lord could have took me out, but the beautiful thing, I didn't feel that there wasn't no fear. I was like, man, if I don't handle, if I don't steer this as best as I can, I'm gonna be in the spirit world, straight up, you know. But the power of prayer, and then also fast forward, um, I was thinking like, man, maybe when I didn't jump on the my experience with that first bad storm, something as small as it was a puddle from where I was coming from in a hydroplane. That's how I was able to, you know, that's how I end up damaging my vehicle, you know, which the Lord, you know, blessed me to have fixed. Call lawyer Bashimi Ashada. The Akiam helped, so call lawyer Bashimi Ashah for the Akiam, you know. But the power of prayer, man, you know. So I'm like, man. And then this past Friday night, same situation. It was storming pretty good. And I told myself, hey, I won't make that mistake again, man. Okay. For the Lord, what? Did not give us the spirit of fear. And I'm going to make sure to get that. But I just want to lay that personal testimony out, man. And all of these occasions, my mind just kept coming back to Matthew chapter 8 when it says Yahushua calms a storm. You know, what the hell you got to fear? You know, and if you're not able to go, you know, you ain't no chump, you ain't weak in the spirit, you're being cautious, you're being smart, right? You know, wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, right? So that's also something to factor in. You know, if something ain't looking right, don't do it. Pray on it, meditate on it through the spirit and power of Yahbashim Yahshua. But I just want to relay that, you know, testimony. And I'm gonna get some scriptures, and I'm gonna let the excerpt of this clip play, and then I'm gonna get some scriptures.
Stand it for what you believe. If you believe you're gonna be a pro, practice like it. If you believe you're a good guy, be that. And do not sacrifice that. Stand up, even when the pressure's on you. Stand up to what you know is right.
And what we know is right is what? To pray without ceasing, man. To move correctly in this truth, man. We're gonna have hiccups, you know, we're gonna fall short of the glory. But don't have that always as a crutch, as some way to make up excuses, man. We're here to grow, you know, and prayer gonna grow you up. Never slow you up. Prayer is gonna grow you up, bro. Okay, there was on my spirit, you know. This is Matthew chapter 8, verse. I'll start at verse 23. And when he was entered into a ship, his disciples followed him. And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch that the ship was covered with the waves, but he was asleep. You know, so that right there, you know, naturally that's gonna have you, you know, shook, you know. But it's like, bro, you with the Messiah, you with the only begotten Son, right? Verse 25. And his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, we perish. Verse 26. And he saith unto them, why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? You know, so Yahushua, like, bro, like, y'all ain't got no faith that I'm gonna keep y'all out of harm's way. Y'all Yahushua, y'all know my name means salvation, right? He saves, right? So, Yahushua got woke up like, man, you know, why are y'all fearful, bro? Oh, ye of little faith. Okay. Yahushua, he saves. Okay. And what does Yahushua do next? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. You know, and that every time when it, you know, every time I think back, and just as of late, this example has just played over and over in my mind. Like, bro, this is played over and over in my mind. Like, I believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, man. You know, with all the distractions, with all the, you know, you know, the mind-boggling stuff that comes into your mind and just that wants to throw you off, wants to get you out the spirit, wants you out the truth. I believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. I believe when I pray, my prayers are being heard. You know, and we all have to really dig deep and believe, man. If not, why are you here? Right? Millions of other things we could be doing, but this is the place to be, man. Okay? Because outside of those other million things, guess what? The other million things gonna happen to your ass without what? Without Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, without prayer. Okay? And if you out here in the world just like living with no fear, yeah, you destined for destruction. Now, the reason why the Lord hasn't given us a spirit of fear, why? I'll get that. This is Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10. The name of Yahweh is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. Okay? We're safe. But we, don't go running amok. But we're safe, bro. We have the names, we have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. You know? Because this, you ain't got that faith and you just out here winging it, bro. It's not gonna work, man. It's not gonna work. Telling you from experience. As soon as you try to wing it in Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, it's not gonna work, bro. Because what? You're out of order. You're winging things that don't need to be winged with a simple prayer. Working on your faith. Really, really believing. Really believing that he is Yahweh. Really believing Yahweh Shah. He saves. Okay? He is salvation. You know? That's what Yahweh Shah Mashiach was relating to the disciples, man. Okay? Let me reread verse 26 again. And he saith unto them, why are ye fearful, O ye little of faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. Verse 27, but the men marveled, saying, what manner of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him? You know? Bro, we are under that power. We are under the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, man. So, we really have to move in that spirit of belief, man. You have to have, your faith, got to be on another level, man. Word to Elder Arianaza of our camp, man. Faith, faith is big to all of us, but that is pushed heavy by the elder, which we all push it, but that elder really pushes that, and we should all be in the same spirit as the elder. We all have our lots. Don't get me wrong, but faith is a big component when in this truth, bro. If you don't believe in this truth, why are you here? Or when every time, bro, the Lord throws blessings too. It's a test. The Lord throws blessings too. Can't break. This isn't the time to break. Literally and figuratively. I'm bear with me, Baba Kosha. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17. Pray without ceasing. Okay? Mean never stop praying, bro. Never stop praying. Right? Because you really got to put it in the perspective of when Jake put their mind to something, do they stop? No. That's the same with Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. Keep praying. Don't stop. I got I got other accounts. The apostles, bishops, and elders, we all have accounts, man, that the Lord, that the Lord works these things out, man. If you sincere, those prayers are going to be met. Okay? Just with those blessings, don't abuse them, man. Really utilize them. Really reflect on that. Verse 18. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of power in Yahushua HaMashiach concerning you. Okay? Matter of fact, I'll reread that. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of the Most High in Yahushua HaMashiach concerning you. Okay? It's when in everything give thanks. Pray without ceasing, bro. We have a blueprint. We have a shoulder to lean on. Hey, bro, we got all the benefits. Nope. Just like, what's, hey, prime example, the whole government shutdown. Just a quick analogy or an example. Look how people panicking because benefits are being taken away. So you gotta really think that, man. You gotta align those two because, bro, like, oh man, you in straight panic. See, they don't have nothing to lean on. They leaning on the government. The government is temporal. The government of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua is permanent. It's been established. Okay, of course in the heavens, but through the spirit we understand. Hey. These benefits, hey, you better utilize them, Akiam, and you Aquat out there. You better utilize these benefits. Okay? Utilize these benefits. Can't nobody take them away but Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. So keep that in mind. Bear with me, Baba Koshah. The other one. There we go. This is 2 Timothy, first chapter, verse 7. For the Most High hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Bro, the Lord and blessed us with common sense. Utilize that. Lord and blessed us with the power in his name and his only begotten son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Utilize that. The love of the body and the love that we receive from Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, from Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, utilize that. And of a sound mind. The Lord has us sane. Even though we feel, feel a little, going like we losing it. Bro, the Lord blessing, bro. People out here wigging out, bro. And of a sound mind. Utilize that. People out here wigging out, bro. People in a panic. We're not in a panic, man. You just got to be aligned with Yahweh Bashem Yahshua and pray without ceasing, Akiam. Truly believe, man. The Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakah, Apostle Ramlab, the bishops and the elders can't believe for you. It'd be nice if somebody could do that, but no. You know, my brother, you have to get your own. You gotta believe on your own, bro. As a matter of fact, bear with me, Baba Koshah. Let me see. One scripture slips in my mind. That was it's all according to the spirit, but it was let me see. Bear with me. There we go. Salakia. This is Romans chapter 14, verse 5. One man esteemeth one day above another. Another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. Okay? The apostles, bishops, and elders can't persuade you, bro. You have to be fully persuaded. You have to fully believe. You have to fully trust the process. Okay? You have to trust the process. You know? If you're having issues in that area, what's the whole premise of this lesson? Pray without ceasing. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. You got to believe. Okay? But that's all I have on this lesson. That's all I have on this lesson. And Abba Ratazah, this has been edifying for the body. Okay? So with that, once again, call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. Waharaka Kodash Brakatham. Once again, I'd like to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the select number of Achion pushing his truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And salutations to the select number of Akwatata listening. Shalom.